Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to go and do our daily technical analysis update of uranium. I've got the Sprott Physical Uranium Trust right behind me. We're going to jump right in. Please, this is just my financial opinion. Please don't use it as advice. But let's dive in here. I'll let you know what's going on with the charts and what I am seeing. Again, guys, you've seen this before. We're just chopping sideways. It's just a small down day today, nothing to worry about. For some reason, I feel like a big move is coming just by kind of looking at some of this stuff. Usually what happens is you break out of the pattern, you kind of do a retest. We've done the retest. It sometimes can sit here for a little bit. Sometimes it'll kind of create a pattern. Maybe the pattern looks something like this. Something like that where it coils up before before it blows to the upside. And I just feel like we're getting real close by just looking at some of the ticker symbols on the right here. URNM, strong buying pressure today. We're starting to put in a bottom, in my opinion. So you can kind of see we're coming down. We went sideways. We came down again, and we're coming sideways. And I think we could potentially head higher here. We're starting to see buying pressure come in. We still have these two ugly sell-off days in the middle of this, but I think it looks good. And I've been cost averaging in this area. I bought on this day down there, and I bought again on this day here, and I bought a little bit today at the bottom of the start of the today. So that is how I bought into it. Here, here, and here. And I bought URNM on this day here and this day here, and then I bought UROI today because we all love UROI, right? So I'll go through this. Bannerman's it's coming back. It looks like it's kind of coiling up, consolidating, which means that opening and closing prices are converging, meaning that we're finding some buyers here. Again, remember, this is just statistical probabilities. This does not mean that it's 100%. We're also at a support area. As we back out, we are coming up to this support line, and I'm banking on it holding. And usually you want to buy at these support lines. So I did buy. I didn't buy Bannerman. If I had more money, I would. But Bannerman's looking good. Govy, little Govy, GVXXF is the ticker symbol. Looking at this one, I don't like how this has got the wicks at the top and it's got a small little update. We could have some more sideways action before I move higher, which means we could kind of come up, come down, do a little bit of sideways action before moving up. And I can leave that in there and you guys can watch it as it progresses. But something like that may happen. Global Atomic looks like its parents were yelling at this guy because, yeah, it looks like it's breaking out of a little downtrend here. I don't know what happened to that line. Like snapped out of the line there. But this one broke in its downtrend. It's looking really good. Lots of buying pressure today. I wish the volume was up a little bit. I do like these hammer patterns with the wicks at the bottom. So we a lot of the times you get a hammer pattern, it comes up, kind of does a double bottom, and then takes off. Thesis is getting a little bit of buying pressure. That's looking, decent. Backing out, we're right kind of below this support line. So we'll see if this thing, shoots on higher here. Pure Point up 11.6% today. It's right at support. The support's holding. The support is holding. Oh, that was nice that he chimed in there. Deep Yellow. Deep Yellow is getting a little bit of buying pressure today, 6.5% up. We'll see. We may have a little bit more chopping sideways. Hopefully not, but we're in this pattern. It's still looking good. Everything looks good to go sideways or higher. Paladin Energy, PALAF. Just waiting for the drawings to show up, but we're getting a little bit of buying pressure right at support. And there's your support line coming through. So again, guys, I'm a buyer at support. I sprinkle, sprinkle. And if it heads lower, I just sprinkle in more. I mean, that's what I'm doing. I'm a big bull in uranium right now, guys. This is a, let me back out here. This is Sky Harbor Resources, SYHBF. We're right in the tip. We're playing just the tip with this guy. And we're right there coiling up. So you better be ready. And the buying pressure, it still looks good in relationship to the selling pressure. There's some sellers up here. You can tell by looking at the candlesticks and how they're very large and sell-offs. So, you know, you get bearish piercing, bearish piercing, bearish piercing, bearish engulfing, comes on down. We're just chopping sideways. We're coiling up into this corner. It looks good. To go higher, that is. Next Gen Energy getting some buying pressure. This is a bullish engulfing the day before. The momentum continued into today, and let's hope the momentum can continue going forward. Canalaska Uranium, it's right at support. Again, guys, if you want a buy on the support line, well, here you are. We'll see if it holds. Baseload Energy, a small little update today. Again, I think we're probably going to head sideways to higher. That's kind of my guess. We might do a little, kind of a little chop action here before going like that. Something like that, or we chop a couple times. Fission 3.0, trying to find some support. Buying pressure stepping in today. It's at support, just above it. So that one looks good. Fission Uranium, I think they released some information. Nice, good update today. Downtrend lines being broken on the short term. Again, let's hope the momentum can continue. Camco getting a little bit of buying pressure today. Here's the support line coming up. It's just below it. Man, look at this thing. It's like a shoulder, head, shoulder, and we're right kind of close to that bottoming portion of it. Kazatomprom, I mean, to me, this looks kind of like we could, I mean, this is a pullback here. We've got a shoulder, kind of that topping type pattern. I mean, maybe it comes back a little bit more. If this was a shoulder, head, shoulder with the neckline here, I would probably project a move down to $23 even, if you get that sell-off. And we'll see. We're right at support. And that's not a projection, guys. I'm just kind of looking at this. PenMF. We could still see a little bit more selling pressure here. This is a big sell-off day. There's no real buyer stepping in to push it higher. Boss Energy, moving sideways. We got a flat day today. Please load, boss. You are my boss. There we go. Right at support. Right at support. And we got a lot of support back here. Lots of buying and selling action. It was really hard to get through this, so I bet you it's going to be pretty strong support here. So if you guys like boss, I mean, you know, sprinkle now, I guess. I don't own any boss, just to let you know. Lotus Resources. Again, guys, see what I'm seeing here, what I don't like, and you know, you get this like shoulder, head, shoulder type deal. And if you get a neckline that looks like this, and what you do is you draw that, and that's your projected move there, down to 12 cents. So some of these still have this. Doesn't necessarily mean that's how it's going to play out. That's why I don't trade in and out. If we get down there, that would be a very excellent buying opportunity. If we get down there and I kind of throw like a fib retracement in there, I'm just going to throw this across. We're at a 0.618 fib retracement on the move from the bottom to the top here. And usually that's a pretty good time to be buying on a retracement of 0.618 right there. So I've been buying on it on a lot of my companies. So, I mean, it's up to you on what you want to do. It may be the end of this retracement. And again, that possibility of this shoulder, head, shoulder playing out where the neckline's here, it could come down, you know, to a lower level. I've been a buyer though. So that's what I'm doing. I'm disregarding that pattern on that one company. Uranium Royalty Corp, I'm a buyer down here. Bullish engulfing. It kind of, sometimes they throw in a bullish engulfing hammer pattern. Sometimes they come all the way back to the bottom almost, do a double bottom and then head higher. But I bought in a little bit. You can kind of say on the short term that you've got almost a short term trend break. But I like you, Roy, and I got in at like $3-ish, a little over $3. Encore Energy finding a little bit of buying pressure today. This could be almost like a double bottom in the short term. It looks to me like, let me see here. I'm trying to go off of closing prices. That's your downtrend line, and we kind of popped up above the downtrend line. Remember, we could come back and do a retest. So don't be afraid, guys. I'm a buyer down here. I've already purchased my shares if you want to know. UU is finding support right at the bottom here. And again, on a move like this, let me just see here. Nah, I don't want to do from there. Let me try from like here. So on this, if you were to take this from the beginning to the top and then come back, we came below a 0.786 and we're right at support. I don't know, guys. I like it down here for this type of pattern, and we're getting buying pressure. So that looks good for UU. URG, again, we're right at that support area, and that's where I like buying. I like buying at support lines. We're right there at support. I would, throw a sprinkle off or two. That's me, which I did. I just bought different companies. I bought Uroy. I bought Uranium in my 401k. Uranium Energy Corporation. Let me try doing this through here. You can kind of see that there's a support line right here below it. If you grab these couple of guys here, and it looks like it's acting as support. Hopefully, we can get some momentum up. We still have a lot of downward momentum here, though, and the selling pressure here is a little bit greater than the buying pressure. So we might, and I'm just guessing here, guys, we might kind of do something, some sideways action before moving up. So you got the downward movement, the sideways movement, and then the upward movement. LEU, oh, nice buying pressure today. That's looking quite beautiful. 9.5% or 9.6% if you round up. We're right at that support line, that long-term support line, guys. Look at this long-term support line. What do you think you're going to do there? Sprinkle some in, get some cojones and, sprinkle some in at this support line. That's what I would do. LTBR is the same thing. We're playing with this long-term support line. I'm guessing it's going to hold. We already broke to the upside of it. We do a retest move. This is almost like an ABC correction. We got a nice big bullish engulfing pattern here. I like it down here. I think it looks good for LTBR. ISO Energy, again, we still got this selling pressure right here. This could be a double bottom. This one's, I got conflicted stuff. So, I'm just looking, selling pressure there, selling pressure there. So bearish engulfing, bearish piercing, bearish engulfing. We're heading lower, another bearish engulfing. We have another bearish engulfing here. There's a lot of bearish engulfings being thrown around here. A lot, all in a row. Someone is selling ISO Energy. And we'll see where it goes. If I were to throw a fib retracement on this and kind of just go off the top here, 0.618 is right here. That's where we had found great support, but it kind of dove back down to the next level of 0.786. So we'll see. We'll see if that holds. Appia Energy. Appia, again, we entered this from the coming downward, consolidated and broke a little bit to the downside. But this is just one big retest of a much larger pattern. So it could do a full retest. Tough to say if that is the case. If I go from the bottom here up and just look at the retracement here, 0.618 is right where this thing consolidated at. We broke down a little bit. The bottom here at 0.786 is about 28 cents. That's the next kind of major support below it, I think. And again, I'm not doing anything for my shares. I'm just holding on, guys. I'm playing the long term here. Denison Mines, nice good buying pressure. This is a bullish engulfing day right here, which means bullish engulfings means that it's most likely going to head to the upside. We also have like a short-term little trend break. I'm cutting the tops off because it opened here but closed here. So I'm looking at the closing prices. closing, 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 and then we closed above it. Looking at it from a 5-day perspective, you can see that we broke to the upside here, and we're closing above the downtrend line. This is on a 5-minute chart. I see a double bottom here. It's coming on up. We broke the downtrend. Now we have to stay above the downtrend. We could have a retest back to this line here one last time before moving up. So let's hope that that buying momentum can continue in the stock. Looking at blue sky uranium, we're just chopping sideways. We've got good support right where it's at in there. Forum energy metals, again, we're coming back at this support area. It's right at support. It's got a big bullish engulfing right here. I think it looks good to potentially try to move higher. Looks good. AEC, chopping sideways. Not really much to say there. Nothing new. Laramide, getting a little bit of buying pressure today. This is a bullish piercing the day before it. So usually that launches higher the next day. It looks like we've broken the downtrend line here. So if I were to put like a downtrend line like that, if I were to go to like a 5-day chart here and kind of look, I don't know why that I've got the line way up there. Interesting, but it's broken that downtrend line. And we could potentially be heading higher. You could see a retest down a little bit before moving on up. It's a possibility. Western uranium, oh man. What I don't like here is you get kind of like into this corner here that it may have one little blowout here. It's kind of like an ascending wedge pattern that could blow to the downside. Potentially. Doesn't mean it will. It could break to the upside, but the likelihood, the statistical probability is to the downside. Now, I wouldn't sell anything because the overall uranium sector looks quite good. This could break to the upside. So, difficult to say. This did break to the downside of its long-term support. That is something to note. It could see further downside. UEXCF. I don't like this kind of rollover. You can see, here, 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 and then we've got kind of a top. This is a retest, and we're kind of coming back down. But down here, bullish piercing pattern. We popped higher here today. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's not the end of the world, but it's looking blah, blah. That's what I'll say, blah. Mega uranium looks a little bit better here. Bullish engulfing. Bullish piercing engulfing, same thing. Here's a bullish engulfing here. If they can get some momentum, I think this one could run to the upside. If the uranium sector starts to take off here, this one looks quite good. We're right at this long-term support line going across too. We just got to blow through here. It's a bullish engulfing on a monthly candlestick. There's a lot of resistance up here. We got to get through it. So that's the overall uranium sector. I think it looks quite good for a lot of the companies. Some look a little bit meh. That's what I say. Meh for some of them. And others look really good. Like Mega looks good, and some of the American companies looks like they're trying to put something together, put an attack to the upside together. But I don't really have too much to say. I'm a buyer in uranium. I'm a long-term holder. I think we might have a week or two before this really starts to move higher. It could start to move right now. We could be seeing the bottom, and this thing just starts to rocket up. I'm a holder. I already bought in. I'm not waiting for anything. I'm cost averaging in. I like it. If you guys like the content, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.